appreciate my haters as well, because hating is it's a type of fandom.
Here's everything you need to know about the firing of star
7
MSNBC host
moments.
and outspoken Trump critic Joy Reid, who, according to President Donald Trump, should have been canned long ago with everyone else who works there. Reid has been a fixture at the left-leaning cable news network since 2011 and began hosting the weekend talk show AM Joy in 2016. The very next year, she was forced to address a series of decade-old posts on her personal blog, The Reid Report, in which she expressed disgust about men kissing and gay marriage. She initially claimed she had been hacked, but finally apologized a year later in June to...
That's what everybody be saying when these type of situations happen, when people pull up old tweets or just old stuff that they said that they got hacked. It wasn't them. But obviously it was her. She apologized from the situation. I just know a lot of the stuff that she was spewing was hate. And it just seemed like in this time, if you're going against Donald Trump or just spewing hate against Donald Trump after he won the election, you're not getting ratings right now. It's not good business right now to be going against Trump and what he's doing.
It's definitely a control system at this point, because like, for so long, it's been one of those things that, especially in America, it's like one of the few places you could actually do that. Yeah. And not face jail time or some crucial penalty. Like, you don't speak against your leader. Yeah. But it seems like, it doesn't seem like the extreme case here where it's like, oh, we're going to lock you up, or, oh, we might not see you again. Yeah. Like, it just seems like that traction. Yes. Just, like, comes to an immediate halt. Yeah. And then leaves people like, well, what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like right now, like the reason why she got fired is because a lot of people in America is liking what Trump is doing right now. They liking what he's doing, and they liking the speed that he's moving out with. A lot of people are not with the left anymore because of their views. It's just so left that a lot of people just can't get with their views. So if your channel is just based upon spewing fearmonger and hate against Trump, it's not going to get you views, because people are not trying to hear that right now when they like what the man's actually doing right now.
Yeah, because they see motion.
Yes.
She initially claimed she had been hacked, but finally apologized a year later in June 2018. MSNBC stood by her side throughout the ordeal.
I genuinely do not believe I wrote those hateful things, because they are completely alien to me. Wow. But I can definitely understand, based on things I have tweeted and have written in the past, why some people don't believe me.
The scandal marked the beginning of a...
When you're known for spilling hate on your show, then people see more hate and they got your name beside it, they're going to believe it came from you, because this is what you've been doing the whole time.
And you know what? I'm just a firm believer. If you apologize for anything, mean it. I'm personally not apologizing for anything
that I didn't
do.
It makes zero sense.
It makes zero sense. And if you're saying I didn't do this, I don't remember doing it, then there's no reason to apologize. Yeah. When you apologize, you're taking onus.
Yeah, ownership.
Yeah, for something that you did, and you're at least, look, you don't have to forgive me, but I'm putting it out there.
Yeah, when I was hearing her talk, it's like, I could have did it. Maybe I did it.
Yeah,
maybe like I forgot.
She's not even confident in her own comprehension of the situation.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have tweeted and have written in the past, why some people don't believe me.
The scandal marked the beginning of a rocky tenure at MSNBC, with the host racking up a series of cringe-inducing on-air controversies. In 2020, Reid mocked police officers who declined to get the COVID-19 vaccine.
So for putting Americans in danger, officers and unions who are fighting against vaccine mandates, which essentially means fighting to make the public sick, are tonight's absolute worst.
In 2022,
it's like, now this was 2019, but looking back at it, a lot of them people was right for not taking it, because there's so much health stuff that came out from that. It didn't stop you from transmuting it. So whether you took the vaccine or not, you still was passing it on to people. So she was making it just seem like, if you take this, you're not going to get other people sick. And that's simply not true.
That wasn't even the case.
At all.
You'd be walking around with it. Passing it on to people.
It's like
it just helped you not experience the absolute worst of it.
It's like
you still experience it.
It's like people that took it, they still end up catching it anyway.
Yeah.
To make the public sick, are tonight's absolute worst.
In 2022, she compared Floridians fleeing the Sunshine State in the wake of Hurricane Ian to waves of illegal immigrants crossing the U.S. border.
Be careful about attacking people who have to move to save their own lives and safety, because you never know when it's your people that have to move, when it's your people who have to migrate, when it's your people who have to get on that road.
And in 2024, claimed that Republicans were voting based on, quote, racial animus.
They're increasingly, from the Tea Party on, They're voting on race. They're voting on this idea of an invasion of brown people over the border. The idea that they can't get whatever job they want. A black person got it, therefore drive all the blacks out of the colleges.
In the lead up to Donald Trump's second...
That's simply not true, and I'm just going to take it from my own personal experience. Like I was saying earlier in the video, people are just not what the left got going on. What they was doing to the kids, what they was doing to the schools, all the money they was sending over there to make the fish gay, for gay plays, all this type of stuff. Yeah. Nobody's with it, especially when you have kids. The direction that the Democrat Party was going in, a lot of people just couldn't follow them.
Yeah, and enough was just enough.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with
how long am I gonna follow you into a hole before like, yo, hold on, we gotta give somebody else a shot.
Yeah.
This ain't working.
Yeah, it's not.
And y'all not even trying to fix it. You just keep heading that way.
Yeah, people want to make stuff better. They just was making it worse on every level. From the inflation to everything, it just wasn't going. When stuff go up like that and people see stuff moving that direction, they want a change, and they voted for a change in enormous numbers.
Want a black person got it, therefore drive all the blacks out of the colleges.
In the lead up to Donald Trump's second term in the White House, Reid condemned the white Christians who supported him in the Iowa caucuses, claiming they want non-whites to bow down to them.
None of that matters when you believe that God has given you this country, that it is yours, and that everyone who is not a white conservative Christian is a fraudulent American.
Later that year, she claimed on TikTok that black people would look real weird for not voting for former Vice President Kamala Harris in the November election.
You're gonna look...
I didn't vote for her, and I don't think I look weird at all. After all the stuff that came out with her from the interviews she was doing, I would have looked at weird voting for her. I would have looked like I had you got to have a very low IQ to have voted from this woman after you seen her interview. She couldn't take questions. She didn't know anything about policies. It took so long for any policies to even come out. We was waiting months and months just to get your policies.
Yeah, to see what you wanted to do, to see what your plan was.
Yeah.
And then the stumbling over why she wanted to, like, I can't erase that.
Yes.
And it's crazy because that was in an interview that was erased.
Yes.
And I see why they edited it out, because it's etched in my head. Why do you want to be president? And it's like, you gave the most bubblegum answer with no heart, no depth.
No depth at all.
There was no depth there. There was nothing that would convince me to give you my vote or anyone else for that matter.
Yes.
That's why they took it out.
Yeah, it's almost like the Democrat Party was just lost with what the people wanted. Like everything Biden was doing, people was upset about it. The prices going up, all the stuff was going on with schools and with the kids and all of that. People did not want more of that, and they asked her, "What you gonna do? Are you gonna do the same thing Biden did?" And you say yes. We didn't want what Biden was doing. For you to give us more of that is not the answer anyone was looking for.
Not at all.
Later that year, she claimed on TikTok that black people would look real weird for not voting for former Vice President Kamala Harris in the November election.
You're gonna look real crazy being on the other side of that line, particularly as a person of color, but really as anyone who claims to have any connection to the culture.
It's like, yo, they was trying to race bait us the whole time with this election. We heard it even from Obama. Was telling black men, if you don't vote for her, y'all not black, or if you got to be black to vote for this person. And Kamala Harris was never black. She was Indian.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how are we going to look crazy because we didn't vote for her and she's not even what y'all telling us that she is to begin with?
And I was just blown by the fact that no one was giving information that mattered.
Yes.
Like, don't try to win my vote because somebody looks like me.
Yes.
win my vote because whoever's in there is thinking
about me. And the policies.
And the policies that I believe in.
Yes.
And that makes more sense.
Yeah.
That you would have got more attention from me.
Yeah, it's like they didn't want to run on policies. They were just running on talking bad about Donald Trump. He's going to be the next Hitler. He's going to be this. He's a warmonger. He's going to be a dictator. He's going to rip up the Constitution. But we was never hearing any policies that connected with us. So why would we vote for you? At least Donald Trump was giving us policies. Oh, this is what I'm going to do when I get there. It's either yay or nay. People was agreeing with his policies, the message he was putting out there. No one was agreeing with the message that the Democrats was putting out there, and that's why the Republicans won in a landslide. And it seemed like more and more every day, more and more people are starting to become on the Republican side because the Democrats is just looking crazy in what they're doing. They're finding corruption, and when they find corruption, people are outside protesting like, "Why are you finding this corruption? We want to find this corruption.
Right.
We want to shut it down. It's been going on way too long. We wanted something different. We did not want more of the same."
You want to cut the weeds at the root.
Yes.
I'm particularly as a person of color, but really as anyone who claims to have any connection to the culture.
And she argued that Harris voters should avoid Thanksgiving dinner with their Trump voting relatives.
Well, here's an alternative thought.
It's crazy.
Make your own dinner, MAGA. Make your own sandwiches. Wipe your own tears. Troll amongst yourselves with Elon and leave us alone.
In December, Nielsen Media Research.
If you have a family member that's a Republican, don't go eat with them. It's just crazy
banter
talk that you're having. Like, you're just taking it to the next level. And then you worrying about why you got canceled or why people thought that you had these hateful messages or tweets from a long time ago. Because it lined up with everything we're hearing.
It will make you cringe.
Yes.
Troll amongst yourselves with Elon and leave us alone.
In December, Nielsen Media Research revealed that Reid, who earned a lofty $3 million annual salary, had lost almost half her viewers since the election, with MSNBC as a whole seeing a whopping 53% drop in primetime viewership following the November 5th outcome. After network president...
It's like, y'all tried this in the election, the fair-mongering, talking bad on Trump. You did not win the election. It's not working. And for you, after election, for y'all to be running the same exact plays that didn't work.
Yeah, of course, hope said it's going to change.
Of course, you're going to see a drop in viewership because people honestly like what Trump is doing right now. So to keep taking that angle to die on that hill is just not very smart at all.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, it's not going to work
ever.
Drop in primetime viewership following the November 5th outcome. After network president Rashida Jones left MSNBC in January 2025, Rebecca Cutler was tapped to helm the struggling network, where ratings have consistently trailed behind Fox News. Roughly a month later, Reid's show was canceled. President Donald Trump wasted no time reveling in the news, claiming on his Truth Social platform that MSNBC should pay vast sums of money for the unpardonable sin it has done to the country. He has also openly celebrated Reid's firing, describing her as one of the least talented people in television, and as a mentally obnoxious racist. MSNBC's 7 p.m. time...
It wasn't just Donald Trump. People all over was celebrating this fire. A lot of people felt like it was long overdue. You're in there, you're spewing hate, you're few-mongering, people not lined up with your views, and you just keep going. Even though what you just said about the whole Thanksgiving, if they MAGA, don't go eat no turkey or no cranberry, cranberry sauce with them is crazy.
It's like an evil directive. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And especially, it makes it even that much more disgusting.
Yeah.
Is the fact that you not only said it, but you said it during Thanksgiving. It's supposed to be a time to bring people together.
Time of giving.
You know what I'm saying? Time of giving. At least converse and understand and grow as people more.
Yeah.
But at this point, you're like, no. Yeah. Stay over there. You're not welcome here.
Yeah, a lot of people don't see their family members all year until Thanksgiving or Christmas, and the one time they get to see their family, because in the way they're voting, you're saying don't hang out with them, which I never heard nothing like that before.
Like when I heard her say it a minute ago, I was really in my head disgusted because I'm like, you don't have a PR person. Yeah. Like there's nobody advising you or telling you maybe this is not what you meant to say.
It's not a good idea.
You should say it like this. None of the sort.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now that we got done with that, we're going to see after she got fired, she had a few words to say about it. So we're going to check that out.
I'm sorry. That what I was doing had value.
No, it didn't.
Had value.
Listen here. We seen the views. You was not getting any views at all. So the fact that you say it had value when the numbers was plummeting, down 53%, you can't say that you're adding value at all. It doesn't line up.
It decreased value
by half. The numbers don't line up with what you're saying, and the numbers definitely don't line up to $3 million a year.
That's what I'm about to say. The value she had was $3 million a year.
I'll be crying over $3 million.
I'll be crying over $3 million a year too. Like, oh,
good luck trying to find another job with that type of money.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That that what I was doing had value. Had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV.
Joy Reid breaking down in tears over the cancellation of her MSNBC show, The Reid Out.
As you can imagine, I have been through every emotion over the past several days, from, anger, rage, disappointment, hurt, feeling that, guilt, that I let my team lose their job.
The TV correspondent emotional.
You shouldn't have been feeling that much emotions when you're in television and you see the numbers declining. You shouldn't know what's coming. You're surprised. Like, I had the top rating show and they let me go. They're not gonna see having all them emotions. Right. But when you got the lowest rating show, what would you expect? It's like any other job. If I'm not meeting no quota, if I'm not meeting production,
you must be.
I'm expecting to be let go.
You think you're gonna get 100 episodes? No, we're cutting this and we're nipping this in the bud.
We gotta cut the fat.
That I let my team lose their jobs.
The TV correspondent emotional over her firing during an appearance on the Win with Black Women podcast.
I'm sorry. That what I was doing had value. Had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV.
Joy's last episode aired Monday evening.
When you are in the midst of a crisis, and specifically a crisis of democracy, how do you resist?
It's a move that struck a chord with people on both sides of the aisle.
I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things.
Democrats voicing their outrage while...
We didn't hear you standing up for anything. We just heard you spewing a lot of hate.
Yeah, and opinions like almost forcing them down other people's throats.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Stood up for those things.
Democrats voicing their outrage while many Republicans are celebrating her exit, including President...
Democrats cannot be having outrage. If you was that outraged, you should have been watching the show.
Should have been watching the show. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they were doing what it is that you think they were doing, the numbers show they stopped doing.
Yes.
Then you wouldn't even be in a situation.
At all. It's crazy.
Their outrage while many Republicans are celebrating her exit, including President Donald Trump, who bashed Joy on Truth Social.
I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show. I'm proud of my little team, the little team that could. I am so proud of what we did and so grateful that God gave me nearly 5 years to do it. And in total, nearly 10 years to do television my way. On my terms.
And that's the issue. You did it your way on your terms and it didn't work. You should have tried to do it somebody else's way on somebody else's terms. Then you still would have a job. You, instead of getting the 10 years, you would have got the 15, 20 years. But you wanted to do your way. So sometimes when you do it your way, you got to die on the sword. And that's what we're watching her do right now.
We're watching happen right before our own eyes.
Die on the sword. Before we got out of this video, if you didn't like, subscribe, leave a comment. Make sure you do that. Until the next video, it's Tremaine Jones.
And it's Lamar Wilson.
And we out.